Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another comedy and drama night. Tonight, I will be reviewing First Blood, released in 1982. First Blood stars Sylvester Stallone, Richard Crenna, Brian Dennehy, Bill McKinney, Jack Starrett, Michael Talbott, Chris Mulkey, and David Caruso. First Blood was directed by Ted Kotcheff. This one was written by Michael Kozol, William Sackheim, and Sylvester Stallone, based on a novel of the same name written by David Morrell. Now, it's worth noting that that initial novel that this is based on is quite different than this final film. In that initial novel, the John Rambo character was not very likable. He was probably a mirror image character to what the sheriff Will Teasel was. So I'm kind of glad they changed that, because you wouldn't have been rooting for John Rambo against Will Teasel had they went with that. You would have been like, well, what the hell am I watching this for? You know, why do I care about either one of these characters? Both these characters are not likable, you know. So I think it was a right decision by Stallone to make John Rambo a much more likable and relatable character. And his performance in this is one of his best, I think, in his whole career. I think it surpasses his performance in Rocky. Richard Crenna as Colonel Samuel Troutman is another one that is just... he is great in this. He doesn't show up until a little later, of course, because, you know, he is the colonel that worked with John in the military. So, you know, it's only when John goes on this little bit of a rampage that he comes in to try and quiet things down and get things under control, and clashes with Sheriff Will Teasel. And while we're on Will Teasel, oh my God, what a performance here. Brian Dennehy is incredible in this film. One part of him is charismatic as shit, as, you know, Brian Dennehy always was. But another part of him, you know, is just an asshole, a complete dick. The way that he treats John Rambo in everything in this film. Another standout performance in this film is Jack Starrett playing Deputy Sergeant Art Galt. He is an even bigger asshole than Brian Dennehy's character. And the moment when he is trying to just snipe and shoot at Sylvester Stallone's Rambo when he's on this cliffside from this helicopter, and Stallone throws a rock at him to get him to stop fucking shooting at him. And when he falls, I wasn't going, oh, poor guy. I was like, you're a dick. You got what you deserve there. Two other actors in this film that have pretty good little roles, and that is Chris Mulkey and David Caruso. Chris Mulkey, I've always liked him. I have reviewed a previous film that had Chris Mulkey in it with The Hidden recently. And his performance in this, he is, you know, he's not an asshole like some of the other ones, but he has a moment where he just gets Stallone's scared and he has to defend himself, or he feels he has to defend himself. And it doesn't work out too well for his character of Deputy Ward there. David Caruso is probably playing the most likable of the officers working under Brian Dennehy's character of Will, with his deputy of Mitch Rogers. You could see how he was going to be a future star, but it ended up being a TV star, basically. But, you know, he still had that charisma about him playing this small role in this. And he's very likable as the character. He's one of the very few likable cops working under Brian Dennehy's character in this. But yes, this film is just so well directed by Ted Kotcheff, and it is so well written. From beginning to end, you are invested in this story, and you are on John Rambo's side in this. And like I said, Stallone's performance in conjunction with the great performance of Richard Crenna and Brian Dennehy, oh my God. There's not enough I can say about this film. This is one of the better films in this series. And in my opinion, the rest of the films go all action on it. This film was more a dramatic film, and hence the reason why I'm reviewing it on Comedy and Drama Night and not reviewing it on an action movie night, because I just don't believe this movie is an action movie. It does have action sequences in it, but that doesn't make it an action movie. So, in my opinion, First Blood is probably the best film in this series. Performances all across the board, like I said, are great in this film. I don't think there's a bad performance in this, actually. So, my final review for First Blood from 1982. My final review on this one, I will give this film a 9.8 out of 10. This is one of my favorite movies growing up, and upon future viewings as an adult, it has aged so well. It is still as relevant today as it was back then. It is still a great film. So, what do you guys think of First Blood? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. And as usual, if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to click that bell icon so you can be notified about future videos just like this one. And while you're by the subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. Alright. Hope you have enjoyed this Comedy and Drama Night. And hope you'll join us tomorrow for another Saturday night. Thanks for watching.